Sun and Scorpio. All right, now Sun and Scorpio. Now these are what's the Sun? Sun is your actions, right? Now Scorpio is ruled by Mars. A lot of want to say, look, the outer planets. Look, I'm about to cancel that. There are no really rulerships with the outer planets like Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. But they want to assign Pluto with Scorpio here because of certain axes and all that shit like that. So we're going to go ahead and say Pluto is helping Mars. So Pluto is helping Mars. But Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. So what happens is when Sun is in Scorpio, your actions are based on gut feelings. So what happens here is Sun sign Scorpios can be afraid of gut feelings. So they neglect gut feelings, and sometimes they have to go soak. Sometimes they have to go in their own little bat cave and regenerate. Because before they act on their gut feeling, for them to have a gut feeling in the first place leaves them feeling like, okay, let me go somewhere and sit down and really feel what's going on. Because it's a sense of not having control. Because when you have you can't control, say you're nervous or something and you have a gut feeling about something, you can't really control that. So Scorpios like to be in control of their feelings. This is something that Cancers master over time. But Scorpios are so deep in it that they may not never master that. So what they have to do is master the feeling of not being in control. And once they master the feeling of not being in control, then they can obtain their emotions a little better. But as a Scorpio sun sign, your actions is based on your feelings. And if your feelings is not in the right place and you feel like it's out of control, then you can be a chaotic Scorpio, which that's the worst. You need to get to the ego. You need the phoenix. That's what you need to get to. And you won't be able to get to the phoenix if you don't have self-assurance. And self-assurance, this is what Scorpios can learn from Aries, because Aries can feel a gut feeling, and this is how Mars is helping both of y'all. Aries can have a gut feeling, but express it faster. Scorpios can have a gut feeling and may not want to express it yet, because if they feel like if they express it, things could get out of hand, and they need to have control over the whole dynamic of it. Scorpios controls the feeler aspects of the relationships they're in. Any relationship, and I'm not just talking about a woman and a male, I'm talking about friendships, your mother, the relationship you have with your mother, father, anything. You can count on the Scorpio to control the emotional aspects behind it. So when things, say a Scorpio has a mother that's chaotic, like a mother that's erratic, right? Now, Scorpio can see situations and had this gut feeling, like we was just talking about, right? Now, when this gut feeling appears, the Scorpio can dive in deep and see where, if it's a situation where the Scorpio and his mother is in, and the Scorpio can see that this situation may tick the mother off, you can count on the Scorpio to rationalize the whole situation to make the mother feel comfortable in that situation, because the Scorpio knows it's a deep effect that if we're in a situation and I know my mother emotionally, and I know that my mother may not feel comfortable in this situation, it is my duty to set the emotional arrangements for both of us, so when we walk into this situation, you won't go erratic or chaotic, because you know I'm here for you. That's an innate Scorpio sense right there. You know what I'm saying? And Scorpios are here for you emotionally. Scorpios like to like anything that's bothering you deep down inside. Scorpios like to bring that to the surface, because they're already deep down there. They're already down there, and they have trouble with dealing with that with themselves. So what happens is when people are going through things, a Scorpio can see it on your face. When you're lying about something, a Scorpio can see it on your face. When you're trying to intimidate a Scorpio can see that on you. They see that right through you. It's almost like they know the emotional stability you built inside of yourself to get to that point that you're acting like that. So they don't even take into consideration of you acting like that. They take into the consideration of everything you must have had went through or had did for you to come to that conclusion. All right, just like, all right, say this is why Scorpios are the faces of they face death. We're not talking about death as the death of people or whatever like that, but the death of a situation and the birth of a new situation. So say you were Sun sign Scorpio and you do meet a killer, right? Now, other signs may hear this and be like, oh shit, that's a killer. I don't want to be around this person. A Scorpio could be around this killer and not be afraid because they could sense the innate awareness of what made that person kill. So if you a person who say you accidentally kill somebody, right? But all these other signs start giving you the gratification. Oh, this nigga's a killer. This nigga's a killer. This nigga's a killer. But you know deep down inside, you just a bitch ass nigga who had to kill somebody just because that was the situation at hand. But now that everybody giving you this consideration, you start acting upon that. Now this is something an air sign may do or earth sign may do. They take the status quo and start to try to live the status quo and live within the reality of that status quo, but not actually thinking about the things that's behind the status quo. You know what I'm saying? So you may be that killer that everybody praising. You know that you killed somebody by accident, but since everybody praising you want to live up to it, be like, yeah, I'm a killer. You come around a Sun sign Scorpio, they're not going to give a fuck about what you killed. What they going to give a fuck about is they gonna see it for what it is behind the pre-conjunction of the reality. So they're gonna look at you and be like, they're not gonna care that you killed somebody. They're gonna look at you like, oh, this nigga is happy because he getting brownie points because everybody's saying he killed somebody. But looking at this motherfucker and looking at him, that nigga killed somebody because he had to. It was by accident. It ain't like he like a killer or somebody like that. That nigga ain't shit. So you know what I'm saying? That's in the Scorpios. You know what I'm saying? Sun sign Scorpio, they think like that. That's how they think. They think behind the sphere of reality. And Aries come into like that too, but a little bit more naive. Like Aries, that's when Mars come in. And Aries might not necessarily go into depth like this nigga kill somebody. But Aries might just jump off the bat and be like, I don't give a fuck how hard you think you is. I don't give a fuck who you killed. None of that shit. You come fuck with me, I kill you. You know what I'm saying? And jump out there, and then they might do that to a person who really is a killer. You know what I'm saying? See, because Aries look at it and they look at the fear of reality, and then when they start to look behind it, Aries want to be behind it. Scorpio can see behind it. Aries actually want to be behind it. They want Aries gonna want to be that person to show everybody, yeah, he a killer, but I want to show you, nigga, he ain't shit when he in my presence. Scorpio want to see behind the presence and elaborate on it. You know what I'm saying? So Scorpio, but that's Mars. See, we won't talk about Sun right now. See, when we start talking about planets and shit, I start talking about two signs within one sign. So I'm sorry if I did that in a few other videos before this one, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to break down certain, when you looking at certain signs and shit like that, you have to incorporate almost everything to get the full analysis of it. But you know what I'm saying? Right now we talk about the Sun and Scorpio, and this is one of the attributes that the Sun placed in water and in deep waters can actually help. Now, the bad part about it is you can be too motherfucker. Look at this motherfucking nigga. Don't run up under this motherfucker. Big ass beaver ran up under the motherfucking car, yo. That's a big ass motherfucking beaver up on this motherfucking car, yo. And I I just beat the motherfucking horn, yo. That motherfucker, that's still in this motherfucker. Damn. It's hot as fucking here, yo. Let me see something. Fucking this motherfucker. I ain't getting out of this motherfucker, yo. I don't know what the fuck that was. No. Hey, but check this out, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's the basics, you know what I'm saying? And then when you put the sun deep into the water aspects of it, you know what I'm saying? You're able, this is your actions. So you base your actions around that shit. So this is why Scorpios may come across secretive. It's not that they're holding secrets. It's that they're keeping their emotional awareness to themselves. So you may, for an example, you may have a sun sign Scorpio friend, right? Now I'm warning you, if you have a sun sign Scorpio friend and you're not a Scorpio, I'm warning you right now. Now, if you go into this person, right, and you always talking about other people, and you always doing this, that, and the third, right? And this Scorpio sun person may have a Mercury in Libra or something like that, right? If the Mercury's in Scorpio, it's going to be worse. But if they have a Mercury in Libra, then they may communicate with you, you know what I'm saying, about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? But if they Mercury in Scorpio, they may go ahead and just let you talk and just may go ahead and be an emotional stability behind you. But as far as the sun sign Scorpio, if you're not a Scorpio and you got a sun sign Scorpio friend, you always going talking about other people, or you always got a problem, you always got a certain situation about you, something like that. You always got something going on, right? And then you get these little slide opinions sometimes. Like not a full indulgence of an opinion. Just like a lighthearted opinion just to elaborate what you're talking about, right? The moment you and that sun sign Scorpio person get into it, or you force a response, like an intimate response from that Scorpio, it's going to be something you don't want to hear. Because everything that you're going to this Scorpio person talking about, they're taking that and applying it to you. They're not, like a Libra. A Libra may sit here and communicate with you talking about somebody else, and they may be listening and you may feel like they really into what you talking about. Like just they may be doing it just for the simple fact that they can go tell somebody else this story, or just for the sake of communication and being in a communicative situation. They love that. You know what I'm saying? They love that. So they'll sit there and talk to you about everything, about anything. You know what I'm saying? When a Scorpio sun sign is sitting here taking into consideration of this, everything that you saying about someone else, this Scorpio sun sign is flipping that and looking at you like that. So if you coming around a Scorpio sun sign and you telling this person, man, this some nigga that's always stealing around me or some shit like that, that Scorpio sun sign is gonna watch you for stealing. They're gonna watch your ass, because they look at it like, okay, if you around a person who steals and you didn't bring this up to this person and you coming to talk to me about it, and obviously you got an agenda and you just trying to paint a perception of this person to me that you want them to have. So I'm gonna look at both of y'all motherfuckers from a certain angle. You know what I'm saying? And since the sun is here, is based, you start to penetrate your actions around that. So when a sun sign Scorpio is hearing this, you may not be so fast to tell that person someone is still in your life. You may have witnessed the same situation that person witnessed your whole life. But before you feel comfortable with sharing your story with them, you analyzing their position on it. So once you start seeing little things they do, and once you start, you have to feel first. You have to feel that this person is coming from a genuine place first. Once you feel like, okay, this person ain't really, this person not really think on what I really think they on, then that's when you would get in a kind of emotional outburst from the Scorpio. But I guarantee you, every conversation before it get to that point, every conversation you have, you gonna hear the Scorpio sun sign is gonna tell you what you should do, and what you should have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Before they let you know what they've been through and what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the Scorpio sun signs. Scorpio sun signs, they're not deep as the Scorpio being in other placements. It's just the sun. You know what I'm saying? So it's your actions, and your actions is based on looking at things from behind the scenes. So a person coming to you bragging about money, you're not even really necessarily caring about it. But what you do care about is what they actually do to get the money. So you don't care if a person comes flossing 100,000. Okay, you don't give a fuck about that. But what you do want to know is what they're actually doing to obtain that money. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to get into the depths about that, and control the situation from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So say you're a Scorpio sun sign, and say you just started hustling. You got like 6 people you hustle with, right? You're gonna control the whole group from a behind the scenes type of way. You're gonna look at every way that people make money, and you're gonna take that, and you're gonna build an emotional stability behind it. You're gonna go real deep in it. Like you're gonna in your actions, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what they doing to make money. Let's do that, and let's do it. Let's do it for real, to the T. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure. Okay, if they got cameras on the porch, let's make sure we put cameras on the back porch too. You know what I'm saying? If them niggas up the streets got dimes, that's 1.5s. Let's make sure we give niggas, let's give all their customers 1.7 dimes. Then once we take all their customers, let's put our dimes back down to 1.2s. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, little behind the scenes shit to gain control, and then they do what they want to do with the control once they gain it. You know what I'm saying? So that's like sun sign Scorpios. They like to dive deep into the behind the scene matters of the situations, and then bring it to the surface, other than dealing with the surface matters. You know what I'm saying? So that's sun sign Scorpio. Flight bus, bitch.